Here we got a 1961 Corvette convertible. Looks like an off-white color. This guy, he's got all this stuff up here. Manufactured January 61. Base price $39.34. That's an expensive car because you can get like, a low bucks muscle car like 10 years later, maybe say 9 years, 8-9 years later, 69 or something like that, for about $3,000. Corvettes were premium price cars, but they held their value. Plus you can use them while you're holding your value. 283, 245 horsepower. They originally had, I think it was a 265, then the 283. 283 was a very popular engine, and actually what they did with the 283s was in drag racing was they could bore them out 60 thousandths over on the 283s because they had a lot of meat on the cylinder walls, and that would make it a 301. And the 301 was a real screamer. You can rev it up really high, so you can maximize a lot of horsepower with the right camshafts and stuff and the right valves. The 202 valves and stuff they'd have, Chevy valves, the intakes. So that's really where the Z28 concept came from, with the 302. Basically the same as the bored out 60 over 283, which is a 301. Same thing, basically almost exactly, the same configuration. You notice the tack, how it's right there incorporated into the gauge like a pod, and right there in front of your face, not down there on the console where, the clock is in the console but when you're driving, you want to see that tack, 160 mile an hour speedometer. These cars would do it. I remember these guys, I don't know if they were doing 160, but typically they go way the heck over 100 miles an hour in the Corvette Concours Corvette Club. This is up in Jersey back in the 70s. But the cars back then, you're talking, early mid 70s, mid 60s cars were, 8 years old or something like that, not even. And they were just all over the place. Everybody was into this stuff back then. Everybody, virtually everybody. Maybe not everybody, but very common. Let's say that. Now, one thing I also like about this is that you got a trunk in this thing. You lost the trunk when you got the hideaway headlights, and that's a feature that I wish they didn't get rid of that feature. Actually, I think in 63 to 67 style is nice, but you lose that trunk. So yeah, convertibles are their best.